"You're wasting your time," the man said in a gruff voice, pushing his white cowboy hat back and arching an eyebrow. "I'm not even sure why they sent the feds for a case like this." Sonora stopped, squaring her shoulders and preparing herself for an all-too-familiar argument that she didn't feel like having with this man in this parking lot. It was too damn hot to have to justify herself. But she knew that he wasn't going to let it go, and it wouldn't be a typical case for her without someone questioning why she was there. At least this man was polite enough to call her ma'am while questioning her authority and the Bureau's motivation. "It's not a waste of time," she said, trying to keep her tone light and even. The last thing she wanted to do was have him cite jurisdiction and force her out. The case might not be important to him, but it was important to her. They all were. She smiled, doing her best not to patronize him, even though he was already getting on her nerves. He'd been hovering over her for the entire time she'd been going through the abandoned car in the parking lot of the Sonic in Glen Rose, Texas, and she was about sick of his constant blathering. "Look, I get it," she said finally. "I understand that this isn't a priority for you, and it's all right if you have better things to do. I can take it from here, and I'll take down the tape when I leave, if that will make it easier. But we're here, and we're going to spend our time and resources on this missing person until we find her. No one is asking you to tag along, and if you want to deal with the media when this is all over, I'm more than happy to keep my name out of the papers." She didn't say it outright, but the implication was clear. He could have all the glory, and Sonora would be happy to do all the work, as long as he stayed out of her way. The sheriff stood a little taller, his slight pot belly leading the way as he continued pacing in the adjacent parking stall to the white four-door sedan that Sonora was inspecting for any clues that might help her find the missing woman who owned the car. She heard him chuckle, and before he could say anything, she knew what was coming. She rolled her eyes behind her dark sunglasses, but he couldn't see her do it. "We," the man said, vibrating like a misfiring engine as he chortled. "Well, miss, you look like one person to me. You got a mouse in your pocket, young lady?" Sonora ignored the dig and him pointing out that she looked about a decade younger than 27. She wasn't here for this, and if he thought she was some wet-behind-the-ears agent looking to prove herself on a pointless case, that was his problem. She was here for Addie Thompson and her family, and that was it. Everyone else could go kick rocks as far as Sonora was concerned.